Good morning, everyone. First video of the day. The most broken video stage in Melee. Let's check it out. It's legal after 15 years. Let's check. Guys, there's recently a grand final where they played on this stage, so that's all I know. Who made it legal, bro? I ain't seen it that much. Guys, they should make every stage legal. That'd be kind of funny. Just like the stage hazards going after them, bro. Like, honestly, it would be cool to see them, like, utilize, like, stage hazards and stuff with their gameplay, guys. Like I'm cool with like item only tournaments and stuff. But the community isn't, and that's fine. I also, greatly enjoy the, like the sweats, no holds bar, no items, kind of like battlefield kind of style. There was a meme about it back in the day. But let's check it out.
This is Mute City. It's a melee stage that features a moving platform which speeds along an active racetrack and stops at various mini stages along the way.
Yeah, bro, this guy with the name like Melee Moments, guys, I totally thought this channel was gonna be like a highlight channel, but no, this guy puts a lot of effort into his videos. I've seen a few actually. Like I think I discovered this channel when it had like 2,000 subscribers, guys. So they went, they came a long way, guys. They came a long way.
It's way too quirky for its own good. It's been banned from competitive play since around 2009. And
no, but the quirkiness, man. I like the quirkiness.
Last year, it was re-legalized for the first time in almost 15 years, and it's how this Yoshi won the wackiest tournament of 2023.
Dude, what the heck? That was legit, bro. No way. I didn't even see that live. Alright, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Oh! Guys, like Amza won, like he was doing real good in 2022, but 2023, I don't think it was his year, guys. I think he won like 1 or 2 majors. Guys, maybe 2024 will be his year, guys. This is what got me back into it, though. Like, watching him, like, it made news that Yoshi won. It was winning, he won, like, a super major, guys, and then he won, like, another one, and another one, and another one, or something. Around there, guys, so he's, like, the 5th best player in the world, or something.
Mute City's defining features is the stage's complete lack of ledges.
It's the guy he's battling is and Zane are like the ones that have had the best 2022 so far, right? Or 2023 rather so far.
Normally allow characters to sweet spot their recoveries and leverage intangibility frames to move or attack invincibly from the ledge. On Mute City, the moving platform has no ledges, and 0 of the mini-stages have any either. This means characters with strong recoveries that don't use a laggy up B or side B have a very large advantage, namely Jigglypuff and Peach. In fact, Peach is so overpowered on this stage that it was Armada's performance at the first Genesis where he counterpicked Mute City against multiple opponents, which ended up getting the stage banned. Peach can use her
Oh, that's why.
double jump and float to reach the stage.
We can always counterpick Peach
Without ever using her up B. And even if she does need to up B, she can land with minimal lag if the up B is high up enough for her to press down and close her parasol before landing. For the other top tiers like the Space Animal...
Guys, these super technical things are why I don't play Melee, guys, but if I reckon I would be good if I really put my heart out and try to get good at the game.
Sheik, Marth, and Falcon, up being onto the stage means a lot of lag or a predictable, punishable approach. But there's a lot more to this stage than just what it doesn't have. It has one thing which sets it apart from every other stage in Melee, something which happens to be my favorite detail: multiple locations. The moving platform on Mute City operates on a cycle that lifts players to and from 6 spots around the map. The first stop is a long horizontal platform which can be passed through from below. The second stop has a 4-platform layout, is incredibly wide, almost twice.
It's like Mario Kart, but Falcon.
as long as FD and has a large wall on each side. The third stop is at the end of the tunnel with 3 platforms high up and 2 thick wall geometries on either side. The fourth stop is slanted to the right with 2 asymmetrical platforms in the center and 2 pink pit zones on the floor. The fifth stop is just a long stage with a tiny swaying platform in the middle, and the
I
sixth
don't even remember that stop.
stop is the smallest.
That's the one stop I don't remember, guys.
2 platforms and a narrow bit of stage. Despite their apparent simplicity, these substages can lead to a lot of bizarre interactions. For example, the walls on the second stage are quite high, so it's very often possible to tech against them and stop momentum when you're hit by a kill move. The walls on the third stop are shorter, so teching on them is less common, but look, here's Amsa realizing he can recover under the wall block and through the stage with Yoshi's double jump armor, just because that's cool. Also, the side blast zones on stop 2 are super far away, like way farther than the camera ever goes. That's why Cody takes forever to die here. He's way off stage, but still within the blast zones, and maybe even could have recovered, which I think Amsa might have known. And finally, there's the
Why didn't he recover there, guys? He forgot probably.
pit zones on the fourth stop. In F-Zero games, pit zones replenish your car's energy if you drive over them, as opposed to boost pads, which increase speed. In Melee, the pit zones on the floor of Mute City have extremely low traction when characters move over them.
That's what makes it funny, guys.
Really low traction.
Guys, that effect kind of stayed if you like run too far distance in Ultimate, guys, and then you try to run back.
Is quite annoying. It means that characters have really low acceleration if they start a dash or a walk, so even though starting a walk on a slippery surface looks hilarious, as shown by Amsa in bracket here, it's pretty much impossible to change your momentum on the floor without jumping. Of course, Melee's physics engine has quite a few quirks, and there's one other form of movement which is affected quite significantly by lowered traction: the wave dash. A wave dash is performed by jumping and then air dodging into the ground, conserving the air dodge momentum and sliding forward until traction slows you down to a halt. Characters with lower default traction have much longer wave dashes, and that means on the very few locations in Melee which feature low traction surfaces, which includes these.
Yeah, wave dashing. I can't even wave dash, guys. I could do it like minorly in Ultimate, guys. I'm glad they nerfed it, bro. Because you know there's been somebody that like injured his hand, guys, from doing wave dashing, and I had my injury from RuneScape. Then I just can't play the game ever again. For long periods of time for it. Unless this rehabilitation gyro ball that I got works, then I can probably maybe even come back to like professional RuneScape. Streams return November 1st, guys.
These pit zones, ice patches on Icicle Mountain, and the UFO on Foreside, every character in the game gets an extremely elongated wave dash. For the sake of demonstration, here's a custom stage with a very large patch of low traction material, and here's a comparison of Luigi's wave dash on normal ground versus the low traction ground.
Modding the flip out of this game.
Ta-da! This elongated wave dash means that characters can travel farther while performing grounded normals like tilts and smash attacks. Watch Jmook and Axe both attempting this in their match at Off Season 1. In the end, it's Jmook who wins out with his long wave dash jab. Sheik has a short 3-frame jump squat, so a perfect wave dash is 13 frames, and her jab is only 2 frames, so her wave dash jab is an incredibly fast frame 15 approach tool that only threatens meaningful space on this particular sub-area of the stage. Completing a full lap around the course takes about 1 minute and 40 seconds, and you arrive back at the first stop at the same time as the F-Zero racers. Which brings us to our next...
That's a pretty quick whole stage, man. Not gonna lie. What the...
topic. Just like the moving platform, the cars operate on a cycle. However, these cycles don't line up, which means the cars aren't going to pass the players at the same point during every lap of the moving platform. But they will still follow a larger pattern, which is always the same every time you play on the stage. For example, in the first lap, the cars will always pass you at the second stop and the fourth stop. On the second lap, they'll pass you as you arrive at the first stop, the second stop, just after the fourth stop, and if you make it this far, they'll actually rain onto the stage before the final stop. The cars aren't just for show, of course. They also smack you with a hitbox, which does 10 damage and very low knockback, so while they're almost never lethal, they can give your opponent a free combo.
Man, they didn't make it like that in a Brawl, guys. In Brawl, those things will finish you off. Correct me if I'm mistaken. But yeah, those things are strong as flipping Brawl.
Or, in very rare circumstances, they can even take one away.
What? Oh snap.
The cars also have a hurt box and can be hit. And get this, they break, which means it is technically possible to destroy every car on the stage, of which there are 30, and turn Mute City into a cold, barren wasteland. vibes, honestly. By the way, do you know
That's
why
cool.
I know most of this? It's because AMSA, the #2 ranked player of 2022 and the only member of the top 100 playing Yoshi, spent 2 full days the week before off-season 2 labbing out Mute City and finding methods to destroy the cars as efficiently as possible. This
Yeah, bro. It's almost like practice makes perfect, guys. It's sponsored by Chase Bank as well. Wow. That is cool. This guy gets all sorts of sponsors. Red Bull. He's sponsored by Red Bull, guys.
isn't even something that would have given him any meaningful advantage at the tournament, since the strategies he used require multiple items which are not legal in singles. Why would AMSA spend so much time doing something so ridiculous?
Yeah.
Because Melee is hilarious, that's why.
I think I got
If you land on the road when the platform is
Hamza actually helped develop Ultimate, guys. That's pretty wild.
moving between stops, you'll get hit. There aren't any hitboxes on the road, as you can see here. It's just made of a material that causes damage and hit stun if a character lands on it. Since the material only does knockback when a character lands, if they tech on the floor, they're intangible on frame 1. So you can tech on the road to delay the knockback for a bit, or avoid it entirely if you land on the
Yeah, don't wanna have something like that happen in real life, right, guys?
road just as the moving platform is arriving at a stop. You're intangible while teching, then the platform stops just as the iframes run
Like
out.
those physics will not happen in real life, and it'll be very painful. Take it from somebody that's been hit by a car and had like skid marks of like I was hurt, seriously injured. I think I have like permanent injuries if I do have to like do some physical rehabilitation at the gym, guys. It hurt,
out so you don't
and that might hurt. That might help this like leg injury I have.
any knockback. If you know when the moving platform is going to stop, you can make some pretty clever outplays. For example, the trip from stop 3 to 4 is quite short, which is why Axe here decides to jump and air dodge in place to stall until the platform arrives at stop 4. And here, AMSA perfectly times his double jump so he can go for a safe up air just as the platform arrives at stop 5. Sometimes you can just take a hit from the road to stall off stage and avoid a finishing blow from your opponent. Just make sure to DI properly. AMSA tries to stall here against Cody, but DI's so far out that he dies, which gets a small chuckle out of both competitors. The final wrinkle about the road is that it disappears from below the stage when the moving platform decides to go airborne alongside the track's loop-to-loop between the 5th and 6th stops. There's not too much to say here. You could just get burned if you're hoping to be saved by the road and you're just a bit too late. So that's Mute City. It's big, it's got a lot of shit, and it's weird. So why are we even talking about it? The off-season
Yeah, guys, it'd be cool, totally cool to see this in other stages. Like, if you're gonna legalize this stage, you might as well do a tournament with all stages legal. I think it'll be majorly fun.
and the off-season 2 are the only tournaments to feature Mute City in singles since 2009. In the first one, Mute City was counterpicked 3 times in top 8, twice by Axe in his sets versus Jmook and S2J, and once by Wizrobe against AMSA. Aside from these matches, the competitors steered clear of Mute City, most notably during the sets between Jmook and AMSA. AMSA must not have felt confident in Mute City after seeing Jmook win there against Axe, and stuck to more traditional counterpicks like Yoshi's and Battlefield. Off-season 2 was a very different story. This time, in winner's quarters, AMSA would be down 2-0 versus Jmook, counterpick Mute City, win that game, then go on to reverse 3-0 and win the set. After a few more Mute City games against Zane,
Yeah, bro, that enrages me so much, guys. When I just lose 2 in a row in Ultimate, guys, I will lose my mind, bro.
in an S2J, AMSA finds himself in grand finals against Cody, the best Fox player in the world and one of AMSA's biggest bracket demons in 2023. In their first set, AMSA
Basically, yeah, this guy's been taking every freaking grand final.
loses game 1 and counterpicks to Mute City, but this time he suffers his first loss on the stage since playing on it against Wizrobe at the off-season 1. AMSA quickly counterpicks Mute City again, and Cody wins once more with a definitive 3-stock. Now in set 2, AMSA wins game 1, then wins again when Cody unexpectedly counterpicks Corneria. Now Cody faces the same 2-0 deficit that AMSA faced against Jmook, and
I was like, why are they playing Corneria, guys? I guess that one's tournament legal as well. I don't know. I was thinking maybe they both agreed to play on the stage. I don't know, guys.
makes the same choice. After finding so much success on the stage in the first set, Cody counterpicks to Mute City himself, and it works. He pushes the advantage to win his first game of the reset. Now AMSA has a tough choice. He can't go back to Battlefield or Corneria since he won there, and Cody has won all 3 Mute City games so far in the set. Should he go with a more traditional counterpick like Yoshi's or FD? Or should he choose the stage that he spent 48 hours conducting research on the week prior, where he was cackling while throwing bombs at cars like a psychopath, studying the bizarre geometry of every substage stage, grinding dozens of friendlies against viewers. What would you do? AMSA chose violence. In their fourth game on Mute City, AMSA used car combos, platform movement, and more to keep pace with Cody for the entire match, building up to a 3-1.
It's kind of a violent game, only digitally, not physically, thankfully for us.
One stock lead at the end of the second lap. He gets a down smash to put Cody off stage, and then
it goes right in, and that's it! And AMSA takes it, the back-to-back off-season winner. AMSA is just unbeatable in the off-season.
After a tournament run which featured 7 games on Mute City, AMSA takes home an insane guitar trophy.
That's so cool.
Are left wondering why. Why care about a tournament like this? It's obvious.
Guys, I kind of watch every tournament.
Not a serious major that's going to count for rankings. Why put in any effort at all? I don't claim to know what these players are thinking, but here's my take. Top players get where they are because they love to compete. They love to grind the game and show off what they've practiced to outplay their opponents. Even if the offseason used a non-standard rule set, the guidelines were clear. The competitors were free to spend as much time as they wanted preparing for this tournament, knowing that it didn't quite fit in. So that's exactly what AMSA did. He booted up his copy of Melee, jumped into Mute City, and got to work. He studied the battlefield, looked for hidden advantages, and once the pressure was on, he used
practice makes perfect, lads. This is a clear example.
Those advantages to fight his way out of a corner and win. It might not perfectly fit into some wider narrative about rankings and GOATs, but it's still a great story.
Oh, yo! That was wild. That was crazy. That was crazy.
If you like the visual style of this video, be sure to check out my print store at FraserMakesArt.com. Link is also in the description. Big thank you to Jason Tung, Jazzy, John Barrett, and Math Geek.
And guys, that's the video. Like, comment, subscribe, press join. Wait, actually, this is the best explanation of the mechanic I've seen. Yeah, that was real. Guys, he is very good. This guy deserves more subs. I mean, it's not like he's not getting them, guys. 100k views within 24 hours. That's like $300 if it's a $3 RPM. But thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, check. Never mind. I already said it. Later, guys.